Welcome back to the Two-Ton Money Super 1 British Karting Championships. It's Honda Cadet up next. Joining me is the championship leader on drop scores. It's Alfie Rigby. Alfie, good season for you so far. What's been the key?
Just to think consistently top three and just keep rolling them in.
And to win this weekend, you're going to need the help of your teammates. I think Sonny's got some pace.
I don't think so. I'm feeling confident to do it myself.
Okay, well, good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Dan, final round of Super 1 this season. I know it means a lot to win championships. You're coming in just a little bit behind. You're still in contention, though. I've just said to Alfie, what's it going to take to win? What do you think?
I think it's going to be an amazing fight, but we haven't actually been out today yet, so we're going to see how the pace is and hopefully we can fight for the all-good championship win. But second is amazing.
Do you understand the history of Super 1, and when you win you get your name on the back of the programme for eternity basically? Does that register with you? How old are you now?
I'm 12, so I'm moving up at the end of the year.
Right, so at 12 years of age, do you understand the history of Super 1 and what it would mean to win?
Yeah, it will be amazing because I see all these great names like Lewis Hamilton, David Coulthard. I just want to be up there as well.
Okay, well, good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's another one of those situations where the title was sealed in the earlier final. Dan Ginchard not quite able to overhaul Alfie Rigby's point score, but he will start pole for this final and he wants to bow out of the class with a victory. Greenall alongside him from Nakamura Berta and Theo Makuris, Rigby and the very talented rookie Archie Walker, Leon Henderson, Ethan Simmons, Sonny Smith and Jack Clements. There's going to be some really exciting challenges all the way up and down through this field as well. Keep an eye on Neo Phipps. He's been very strong for a lot of the weekend. So too has Harley Horton and Freddie Lloyd, younger brother of Alex, making his debut this weekend. He's been on fire through qualifying and the earlier heats. Away we go. Nakamura Berta's going to go with Dan Ginchard into the first corner. Makuris getting a great start as well. Alfie Rigby fourth position. As you can see, he's already sealed the championship on the drop score scenario. He's already pretty much got it done and dusted.
Yeah, the only way he can lose the championship now is if he gets excluded for the meeting for a technical non-compliance at the end of the race. If the scrutineers, for example, check something, it was wrong in the engine, he could get excluded from the meeting.
Oh, look at him now, round the outside. There was a squeeze from Nakamura Berta and Makuris, and Rigby decided, right, I'll go the long way round and almost outbreak them both. He just ran a little bit wide. Rigby's up for a fight. We're on board with Theo Makuris. He's got a front and rear facing camera, of course, as they go up towards the S's once again. In through the left-hander, in through the right. That is what a Honda Cadet driver sees on the limit as they come up towards Bobby Game corner. Alfie Rigby again right in behind Makuris, who has always been a constant threat for this title. He's actually chosen to carry the 7th plate for the remainder of this season, as now Rigby's gone through and Greenall's gone through. He could have won the GP plate, of course, because he did technically win the Grand Prix plate, but he's decided to go for the 7 for the remainder of the year. Oliver Greenall back up into P4. He wants to get back up to the front.
I understand that's because he's been asked not to run the GP plate, and I don't quite understand that because there is an appeal in process. He was supposedly excluded, which is under appeal from the Kart Masters Grand Prix event. Now, my understanding is that you can still run the GP plate until that appeal is heard. And he's been asked not to run it this weekend for whatever reason. Don't quite understand it, but anyway, he's got the 7
Rigby up the inside, makes the move to second. Very nicely done indeed there from Rigby. So now it is the 2 championship protagonists. Ginchard versus Rigby. Big lunge from Greenall up the inside of Nakamura Berta, and up our inside comes Sonny Smith as we ride back on board with Theo Makuris. Sonny Smith's had a really good season actually. He's in 6th position in the championship, looking likely to finish in the top 6 on the points, and he's had a really strong breakthrough year. Hopefully this is the start of something pretty special for Sonny. He's had a very good year, he's learnt an awful lot, and he is gaining some big ground in terms of his overall development. Look at the lead that Ginchard has got over the rest of the field. That is not going to last long. In Honda Cadet, we know for a fact that it takes a very short amount of time for a gap like that to decimate, and all it takes is these guys, Greenall and Rigby, working together to get that gap down to Ginchard. Here goes Greenall up the inside, and he's going to get there alongside Rigby. Nakamura Berta might get there to the inside as well. Oh, Rigby's holding it round the outside and manages to slot back into 3rd position. Great bit of defence there from Alfie Rigby as they go down the main straight up towards turn 6 once again. This is such a fast circuit, even for the Honda Cadets. These guys are hitting the limit as much as possible, and you don't tend to spend as long on the throttle as you do round here. Up through the inside, that's a big move there from Holdsworth. He's having a great meeting, actually. Dan Holdsworth really has settled into a bit of a rhythm in the latter stages of the season, and he's another one who has a very strong chance if he returns in the 2019 campaign to Honda Cadet. He could be a championship contender. He's got that sort of mentality.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We love to see the kids improving and progressing, and Dan Holdsworth, another one of those as they come through the final turn. Ginchard had 0.89 of a lead, now up to 1.1 as they go through the line. That may adjust. He's lost just over 1/10 of a second, and these guys working together should close that gap. He's got a decent lead. You would think, well, that's a really cracking lead at this stage as these battle, but they won't battle. They won't battle until they get back to him, so they will close that lead down, I'm sure.
Nice move there on the inside by Leon Henderson as Archie Walker, top rookie for the majority of this season, has just got the fastest lap of the race in. But Leon Henderson making a nice move there onto the Litchfield Bridge, as there's a lot of overtaking in this class, as we always know. Honda Cadet definitely gives us a good show. Week in, week out, they have entertained us royally, as Theo Makuris tags onto the back of Nakamura Berta in the hope that he can get himself back into the top four. Ginchard leading. Look, see, the gap has already come down in half a lap to 0.6 of a second. So they are getting that gap down pretty rapidly, and that's exactly as Alan said. They're working together. They're not pushing each other at this point, other than in terms of momentum. They're just trying to work onto the back now of Ginchard. There's no point battling away for an overtake, because you lose 2 to 3/10 of a second every time you make a move, never mind make it stick. So these guys will just slot into each other, work in formation, and look, the gap's down to half a second. It's working.
Yeah, indeed. They want to win the race. They're not interested in battling over second place. They want to win the race. So they want to get back to the leader first before they start doing too much overtaking.
Yeah, cadet racing is basically a game of chess, isn't it? You've got to take it very nice and smoothly. The first couple of laps, you've got to make a big move, as Dan Holdsworth now gets a 107.8 in. He's got so much speed in this second half of the season. You
were just talking about him improving, getting better, and there's an example. Setting fastest laps is the first element, and then it's all about the racecraft. Can you put your speed together with the racecraft, and that's when you start winning races at this level.
Archie Walker on the back of Sonny Smith, just to continue the point we were making. You know, you've got to work these elements together and work very, very hard to build it up. But obviously the way that the drivers have been battling all season long, you have to work in formation to make this race come together. So the racing, obviously, here at PF International is obviously very intense. You've got one of the toughest racetracks in the world, never mind in Great Britain. It is the only British racetrack, PF International, that is FIA homologated. They tend to come here once a year for either a European or a World Championship, so it's always a very exciting cathedral to play. Look, that gap has definitely come down. It's nothing now. It's less than 1/10 of a second, and here we go. This is where the battle is going to come from. Rigby up the inside. Ginchard's going to go down to third, I think, behind Greenall, and he has indeed. This is exactly what we were talking about. You've got to get there first. It's a game of chess, because those first couple of laps, you have to put yourself into a decent position. Then you've got to get into a rhythm, as Nakamura Berta and Ginchard have both got past Greenall, got past Rigby, sorry. So too has Theo Makuris. So, that's Rigby in the lead. My apologies. It was Greenall going backwards. Now Ginchard makes the move on him. Nakamura Berta into second. Makuris going to third place. And Greenall's going to try and dive up the inside. Ginchard down to fifth. And Nakamura Berta ends up in the lead.
Wow, the positions changing all through on that lap. There's all sorts of stuff going on. But look at this. How many's in this lead group? It's quite remarkable. There's, what, 1, 2, 3. There's 5 there. A little bit of a gap. Back to the next group of 4. And so top 10 rounded out by, what, just over 3 or 4 seconds. Amazing at this stage.
I'm trying to remember the last time a Japanese racing driver was consistently at the front of a British Cadet Championship like this, and I'm struggling. Up the inside comes Rigby. He makes the move on Theo Makuris, and so does Greenall, and so does Ginchard. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of a moment. You run a tiny, tiny bit wide as you caught a bit whiff of Ginchard there. 3 wheels on the deck and 1 in the air as he came over the curb. Down into the hairpin once again for turn 6. You get just the tiniest bit offline. You lose a whisker of momentum, and boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts come through as Archie Walker steps a little bit wide with Jack Clements on the inside of him. He's been an amazing little racer through the course of the season. The next gen driver, I have a feeling Archie Walker could be championship winning material. This is only his first season in Honda Cadet. He could be a title contender next season. There's plenty of opportunities for youngsters watching who are loving this sport. It is absolutely amazing, isn't it? Go to find your local karting circuit, abkc.org.uk. They'll set you up, they'll get you going. Most of the drivers in this field started at their local track, be it indoor or outdoor, and they got themselves together. Right, we've got yellow flags, Battenberg. So that means that the drivers have got to slow down behind the race leader. It is effectively the karting equivalent of a safety car. Now, what is the issue? It looks to me as though we've got someone a long way down the order. I think it's Jamie Pirelli who's had an incident there. Jamie Pirelli had a difficulty as well. But a couple of drivers involved, unfortunately, in that particular incident. It looks like down the order we've got, obviously, a few drivers still circulating. We've had an incident somewhere on the circuit. What this means, of course, though, is that the drivers are now going to tuck up together. They're going to run in formation. They're going to be absolutely glued to each other's bumpers as they come through, and it's going to be a very interesting end to the race because basically nobody's got a gap anymore.
Yeah, this is a cross between, if you watch Formula One, this is a cross between a safety car, but there's no safety car on track, and a virtual safety car. Difference being there, as Ken Potter just gives props there to Kian Nakamura-Berta, saying well done. That's exactly the sort of pace that we are looking for as the officials. Slow down behind the race leader basically, so you can close up. So there's no safety car on track. It's a virtual safety car, if you like, but everybody can close up behind the race leader. And when this one kicks off again, as they go across the line, you can see the yellow lights on the timing at the top.
We've got 2 cuts off at the Mike Wilson complex. That's why we're under full course yellows, effectively.
Obviously, they've been taken out of the way, so we should get going now. And this race now is basically a 2-minute 20 shootout.
Oh, it's not started yet. It's not started yet. And Archie Walker's been basically pitched out of the line. That is such a shame. All of the drivers anticipated that they'd be going racing again, and Archie Walker has been spat out. He was right up into the top 5. So Ed Pearson is basically now under investigation because it looks to me as though it was Pearson that tagged Walker.
Yeah, it looked like the drivers, I certainly thought they were going for it there. Well, they were going for it, unfortunately.
Too early.
It was too early, and they're going to go around for another lap. So this is going to be, well, this is going to be an absolute shootout. It's going to be, what, 1 or 2 laps, effectively. This race is going to be a 1 or 2 lap race, effectively, when they do get going. I'll be fair to Ed Pearson there, Jake. He was the first person to put his hand in the air and apologise. He realised that he's running to the back. But to be fair, I think some of the drivers, a little bit unsighted possibly, and weren't sure whether it was going ahead, and looked like they were going for it. And I think Ed has just got caught out a little bit there. Now, he may pay the penalty for that, but to be fair to him, did hold his hands up.
Yeah, it's such a shame because both drivers, you know, they're not dirty drivers in the slightest. And Ed Pearson, you know, that's a very good strength of character there to realise, oh, I can't believe I've done that. I'm so sorry. And he knew that that wasn't what he was trying to do at all. And Archie Walker, unfortunately, has been caught out as a result. But he'll have to fight up as many places as he can. Here we go. This time, we are going to go racing again. Both drivers involved in the incident, by the way, are okay. Look at it. Here we go.
49-second shootout. How do you like your racing?
Well, that's 2 laps around this place. So here we go. Leo McCurris making his lunge as Dan Ginchard comes right round the outside of Greenall. Keeps the car right to the outside. Gets past Rigby, gets the lead from Nakamura-Berta. How did Ginchard do that?
And while that was going on, we had a little bit of contact from behind on the onboard camera, which forced Oliver Greenall off the track, but Dan Ginchard,
I have seen some moves from Dan Ginchard this season. That takes the biscuit. Absolutely incredible how Ginchard fought his way through there from 4th position around the outside. Now Rigby and McCurris have got past Nakamura-Berta. Jack Clements getting through there as well. And keep an eye on Dan Holdsworth. He's getting a very good run as well. So there's going to be some jockeying for position here for definite, as Dan Holdsworth is now right on the back of Nakamura-Berta, having made some places on this lap. So, oh, contact! That's Clements making the move on McCurris, and McCurris has been spat out of the queue. Disaster for McCurris. Oh, that's not why he wanted. That's not why he wanted to end the season at all. I think that's the problem with these 2-lap dashes. Everybody just gets so hungry for that final step on the podium, and Clements just got a little bit too eager there, making his move on McCurris. Now Nakamura-Berta is going to get through on the inside. Is he going to get through nice and neatly? The Japanese driver, oh, up on the air, Nakamura-Berta. And who's that coming through to? That's Dan Holdsworth. Holdsworth's come through to third. I did say, didn't I? This is the part of the season when these drivers really start to come good. It clicks and they just get it right. And Holdsworth is there in third position in front of Clements, Henderson and Nakamura Burton out. Jack Plant is in the mix there as well. He's looking likely to be the highest of the rookies. A very exciting performance from Jack Plant, teammate, of course, to Dan Ginchard for the majority of the season. And, of course, the global karting youngster has done a brilliant job in the end of the season. Looks like he's going to hang on in there in front of Pearson and Ollie Greenall, who has slipped all the way down to ninth. But what a way to end the championship. These two protagonists and championship contenders right to the death. The title is going to go to Rigby, but the final race of the year is going to go to Dan Ginchard. And both of them are absolutely delighted with that result. Fantastic end to the season. Both very good sportsmen. Holdsworth in third position. Great to see him on the podium in the final race of the season. He totally deserves that. Nakamura Berta fourth from Jack Clements and Leon Henderson. Penalties unfortunately affecting the top 10. Clements is given a 1-lap penalty and Ed Pearson disqualified under appeal, but it brings an amazing end to Honda Cadet.
Well, Dan, a sensational end to the season, a really exciting battle. Did you know they had those particular moves in you?
I'm not sure. It was an amazing fight. It was amazing to have Cian Berta, Alfie Rigby, Theo McCris and Ollie Green all there to give me a great fight.
It's a fantastic end to the season. You're second in the standings at the end of it all. It must be kind of a relief that it's over, but also a very exciting end to the year.
Yeah, it's been amazing to finish on a high and just to wait to see what's coming up.
And of course, with so many people behind you getting you there, it's been an amazing year. Who do you want to thank for it?
I'd like to thank Bontoff Kart Engines, Mike Spencer at Global Karting, my mum and dad for being there, Synergy, who else, and Mercedes.
A fantastic end to the year. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Alfie Rigby takes the title by just 8 points to Dan Ginchard in the end, with Oliver Greenall in third from Theo McCurris, and a strong season for Kian Nakamura Berta sees him in the top 5. Coming up next, the conclusion to Junior TKM.